everyone, good afternoon. My name is Janet with Community Hospice, and today we are going to be doing a really fun activity. As you guys can see here in front of me, we are going to create a paper sunflower, and this is great. We are creating this for Mother's Day, but you guys can decide who you want to create yours to. So if you have a grandmother, if you have an aunt, or a special family member that you want to have this in memory of, that is completely up to you guys. So let's go ahead and get started, and I will show you the steps. Let's go over the materials that we will be needing today. We will need glue, this kind of glue, and we will need the other kind of glue like this, because there's two purposes for each one, and I will show you what we will do. We have a pencil, scissors, and construction paper. We have green, and we will use orange and yellow construction paper as well. And also we will use a marker to put in the detail and write out what we want to say to the poster that we have here. We also have sunflower seeds. These ones are actually going to be without the shells, but if you want to use some seeds with shells, then that is completely up to you, okay? I hope you guys have gathered all of your material, and now we'll go ahead and get started with the first step. So we have our green construction paper. You can start off, usually they come in an 8x10. I only have half of it, so that's all I need for mine. And so this is actually going to be working towards the stem of the sunflower. So all we need is the corner here. So the measurement that I have is just a little under 1 inch is what we need, okay? And so when I measure it, I'm looking for that specific measurement. So a little less than 1 inch. So it'll be just like this. I will go ahead and cut through to continue making my stem. Just one strip all the way down, just like this, okay? So we will start off with that part first. So let's go ahead and use our glue stick, and we are going to take off the cap and add some glue. And put it right in the center. All the way in there, and I will add a little more glue because I'm a little shorter. And I'm actually going to cut off the top part. You usually want to get the stem about halfway through the paper. So the top part of it, I'm going to just cut it off. Just like that. Hope you guys are following along just fine. The next step here is creating a circle just like this, and you guys will freehand this, and this will be the top part where we're going to be working on adding all of the flower petals around, okay? I have a cutout section already made, so I'm just going to trace it to make sure it's the size that I want. All the way around. Now that I traced over the circle, I want to go ahead and cut it off. So I will follow the trace and go all the way around. And there you guys have it. We have our circle. Now what we want to do is we want to go ahead and glue it on top of our stem. So I will grab my glue stick and add some glue all around. So after your glue is applied, we will go ahead and put the yellow circle here that we've pre-cut on top of the stem, just right on the top. Now we'll work on making our leaves for our sunflower, and so the measurement that I have pre-cut for mine is about 4 inches in length. So that is what I have on, and so I will show you guys what I will do to create that. If it's easier to freehand it, then you can go ahead and do that, or you can pre-cut it just like this, just to practice a few times. And then we'll go ahead and cut it. We'll want to create 2 different ones, one for each side. And now the other one, just the same way. So both of our leaves are on there, and now we can start working on adding our flower petals around for the sunflower. I have an 8x10 construction paper here in the color yellow, and what I want to do is I want to take my scissors, and right on the edge here I want to cut strips. So I want to cut about 12 strips total, and I'll show you how to do that. After you cut the single strips, there will be additional steps in between. So I have my strip here, and what I want to do is fold it over like this, all the way down like this, and then I will make another cut right on the top here, just like that. And now that I have half of it, I will go ahead and grab my glue stick, and then I will go ahead and add a little tiny bit of glue on this section. And then it should stick together. And you want to create, so like I mentioned, there needs to be 12 strips, and what I did, the step that I did right now, you're going to need about 12 total of these, and then we will go ahead and start gluing around. I'll continue to add more of these flower petals all around. And personally, I feel like when you start this step, it's easier to have it all done and set out ready to go once you're applying them each individually. So guys, as you guys can see, we have our exterior layer of our sunflower. We're not just done yet. We are actually going to apply one more layer inside. I just wanted to make sure that we identified that part, and same thing as before. Usually for this part though, you want to go ahead and see if there's like a gap in between the exterior section, so that's how I'm going to look into applying. So if there's a gap, I'm going to put that flower petal right in the middle. Keep applying a few more. All right, you guys, we're almost done. So here is the next step. We're gonna work on applying our seeds. And what we're gonna do is, I prefer to use this type of glue here just because it's a little bit more liquid and we can apply more seeds on there. And I'm just gonna add glue right in the center. Spread it all around. You can apply how many you want. I usually just try to cover my bases around the center area. And then I'm going to apply the seeds. And as I mentioned at the beginning, you can have shelves on your seed, or if you want, you can have them just like these ones here without the shelves. I will push them down just to make sure they are sticking correctly. I'll add a few more. And one of the biggest keys about this is to be able to allow your glue to dry completely. So I would allow an hour to make sure that it glues down completely, because if I were to move this right now, we're gonna have the seeds coming off right away. So lastly, the last step here, before we conclude our craft, is to be able to write a message. I wrote Happy Mother's Day, but you guys can write whatever you want, any kind of memory note that you want on here, and any kind of message, you know, that would be great. And that, guys, is it. Very simple, right? Very simple, straightforward, very nice. And I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video just as I did, and that you can create this for somebody that you really care for. Thank you guys for joining me this week, and see you next time.